Big Kahuna Burger. That's that Hawaiian burger joint. I hear they got some tasty burgers.
Fails in the fast food world have not exactly been scarce, so let's head down memory lane as we list the biggest fast food fail the year you were born.
This is a rat burger.
Piccolo's, 1960s.
Can I eat the pickle?
Well, there's a lot of salt in it, but yeah, it's fine. I mean, it is a vegetable.
If you were born in 1968, then you were lucky enough to be born at the same time as Piccolo's, the ultimate deep-fried snack, perfect for any vinegary and greasy craving. The batter-fried dill pickle slices were introduced on Sonic's menu with enthusiasm, but didn't exactly have a long run. This was a shame, really, because most people went crazy for the tiny things. After all, pickles have been a staple ingredient on any burger, so how could deep frying one make it bad?
I have no idea.
Piccolo's are mostly considered a failure, not because of their bad taste, but because of their failed comeback to the menu a couple of years later. Indeed, they were also reintroduced to menus upon the chain's 50th anniversary celebration in 2003, but alas, they weren't able to stick this time around either. Apparently, third time isn't really a charm.
How sad is that?
Mixed spaghetti, 1970s.
Scusi, Babidi-boopy?
Che cosa?
Peter, what are you doing? Speaking Italian.
When you think about McDonald's, Italian cuisine probably isn't the first thing that pops into your head. But back in the 1970s, the Golden Arches decided to veer off the fast food track and experiment with none other than pasta, and thus mixed spaghetti was born.
Did you know that the food you eat becomes energy? Yeah. Boom, that's spaghetti.
If you think McDonald's selling spaghetti seems a little odd, you would be more than right, especially considering this new attempt at branching out fizzled out pretty quickly. This concept did not catch on at all in the US, mostly because people didn't want to bother using utensils when eating at McDonald's, and because it was hard for people to wrap their minds around buying pasta at a burger joint. However, in the Philippines, it's a whole different story. Today, mixed spaghetti has become a pretty popular menu item and is beloved all over the country. McDonald's has even stepped up its game a bit by serving the pasta with a piece of fried chicken, a seemingly weird combination that still somehow works magic in the Philippines.
Spaghetti angel! I'm making a spaghetti angel!
Seafood salad, 1980s.
We went to Taco Bell. Eric, he started crying in Taco Bell.
We can all agree that Taco Bell is the ultimate fast food restaurant when you want to get your late-night munchies on. But back in 1986, Taco Bell tried to stray away from its successful but unhealthy roots and introduced a seafood salad to win the hearts and stomachs of health-conscious customers. The 1980s were definitely a different time, and this monumental fail is living proof.
Ron, would you like some salad?
Since I am not a rabbit, no, I do not.
By adding a non-meat option to its menu, Taco Bell was mostly trying to play catch-up with McDonald's and compete with its newly released Filet-O-Fish. But if you look at which one is still on the menu today and which got thrown back into the sea, it's clear who won that war. The seafood salad was served in a taco bowl, of all things, and had every topping that would usually go into a taco, like cheese, tomatoes, lettuce, and olives, but no beef. Instead, you had a mix of shrimp, whitefish, and crab. For obvious reasons, the seafood salad was discontinued because, well, no one wanted to eat seafood at a fast food place, even less so from a taco place. Thankfully, Taco Bell was able to learn from its mistake and never tampered with fish ever again.
You like seafood, do you?
Come on!
Breeze, 1990s.
There's a Dairy Queen, too.
Like blizzards and stuff?
You betcha.
Dairy Queen has been around for what seems like forever, and the world has been graced with delicious blizzards ever since. Obviously, ice cream is not exactly the healthiest of desserts, and no one goes on a trip to Dairy Queen expecting to cut back on calories. However, in 1990, as health consciousness was becoming more of a thing, the chain was desperate to remain a fan favorite and tried to appeal to calorie-conscious customers. This is why DQ came up with the Breeze, a frozen yogurt version of their their famous blizzard.
Hey everyone, wanna go get frozen yogurt?
Just because the chain wanted to follow the health trend doesn't mean every customer was interested in eating healthy ice cream. The sales were low and the feedback wasn't always positive. The chain even claimed that the demand for the product was so low, the frozen yogurt would often go bad before it could even be sold. The Breeze was still able to stay on the menu for about a decade before Dairy Queen finally pulled the plug and discontinued it. But looking at this today, things are much different, and many of us would probably welcome a slightly lighter dessert option with open arms. Your move, DQ. As we keep moving on, take a second to hit that like button, would ya?
Thank you. Next!
Dinner Baskets, 1992.
Jeez, you had to take me to such a dump.
Burger King was booked up.
When you're at a fast food restaurant, you probably don't plan on staying for very long. It's the whole point of fast food. This is why it's a bit kooky how Burger King tried to class up their brand in 1992 by introducing dinner baskets. Every day between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., you could go to your local Burger King and have a proper sit-down meal as the chain began offering table service. You simply showed up, waited for an employee to show you to your table, and were given complimentary popcorn to snack on while your dinner basket was being prepared.
Ah, very nice.
The all-in-one meals were served in baskets and included the choice of a Whopper meal, crispy chicken fillet, and fried shrimp. While it might not sound like the worst idea in the world, the dinner baskets weren't exactly beloved by Burger King's customers, mostly because of how long it took for the food to actually arrive. Again, fast food is called such for a reason, and no one really felt like waiting around. Unsurprisingly, it didn't take long before Burger King put a stop to the dinner baskets and table service and went back to what it knew how to do best, serving quick and tasty burgers.
This is a tasty burger.
Bigfoot Pizza, 1993.
Pizza time.
1993 was definitely the year of the oversized pizza. Three of America's biggest pizza chains, Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Little Caesars, all rolled out nearly identical super huge and super short-lived pizza concepts that all highlighted how impractical and unnecessarily big they were. Pizza Hut definitely takes the crown in terms of which was the craziest. The Bigfoot Pizza was released in response to Little Caesars' Big Cheese and was without a doubt the most fascinating gimmick to come out of Pizza Hut in the 90s. Not only because of its gigantic size, but also because of the ridiculous marketing. It was a solid 12 inches by 24 inches and could be topped with whatever you like.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
The chain spent millions of dollars to saturate television, newspapers, and even billboards with advertisements claiming the giant pizza wasn't just a mere pizza, it was a real cultural event. It even leased a $4 million blimp with the cartoony Bigfoot Pizza logo splashed on the side, which later crashed onto the roof of an apartment building on the west side of Manhattan and injured 2 crew members. This was one of the chain's most unique and most embarrassing campaigns ever. It did not go according to plan. Sometimes bigger is better, and other times sticking to a regular size and regular ad campaign is the best and safest way to go.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Super Bar, 1998.
Thank you, dinner. Tomorrow night. It's all you can eat linguine.
Technically, the Super Bar was rolled out in 1988, but it was 10 years later, in 1998, that the genius idea was scrapped and pulled out of the restaurant. The Super Bar offered customers unlimited self-serve dining from 3 stations: the Garden Spot, the Mexican Fiesta, and Pasta Pasta. The Garden Spot offered multiple toppings to create your own salad or top your baked potato. The Mexican Fiesta was a build-your-own taco station with options like rice, refried beans, and Wendy's famous chili. And finally, there was Pasta Pasta, the Italian pasta bar with linguine and rotini pasta, along with your choice of sauce and delicious garlic breadsticks. You could get access to all of that food and fill up your plate as many times as you wanted for the mere price of $2.99, which basically sounds like a steal.
Shut up and take my money!
So what could have gone so wrong with such an amazing idea? McAfrica? Well, it didn't fail because the food was bad or the concept didn't stick. It failed because of the complete opposite. It was too popular. Employees couldn't keep up with the demand. It was hard to keep the bar clean, and refilling the stations was a nightmare. For once, something didn't fail because of poor sales, but rather because of too many.
Is that good? It sounds bad.
McAfrica, 2002.
See, they're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's.
McDonald's has an impressive and extensive history of trial and error, but nothing quite ever topped the failure that was the McAfrica. The McAfrica was released in 2002 in Norway and Denmark as a limited edition Olympic Games burger. The burger consisted of beef, cheese, tomatoes, and salad, all in a pita-style sandwich, and was said to be based upon an authentic African recipe. So far, so good, right? The only problem was the McAfrica was released during a period of extreme famine in Africa, to the point where 12 million people were facing starvation in southern Africa.
That doesn't sound right.
To add even more salt to the wound, it was sold in Norway, aka one of the world's wealthiest countries. Yeah, not the greatest look for McD's. Many people began calling out the chain, calling the McAfrica inappropriate and distasteful. To redeem itself and get back into the public's good graces, McDonald's offered to allow aid agencies to put collection boxes and fundraising posters in its Norwegian restaurants while the McAfrica was still on sale in the participating locations. Of course, this wouldn't solve all of the controversy the burger created, and McD's still had a serious public relations embarrassment on its hands.
Yikes, that's a recipe for disappointment.
Enormous omelet sandwich, 2005.
Just waiting for my breakfast. Lois!
To start your day on the right foot, there's nothing like a hearty, filling breakfast. By the mid-2000s, McDonald's was already the major player in the fast food breakfast game, and Burger King was trying to change that. That's when, in 2005, BK came out with the enormous omelet sandwich, which was rightfully named, to say the least. The giant sandwich featured everything a good breakfast should have, only all put together on a hoagie-style bun. A 2-egg omelet along with 2 slices of American cheese, 3 strips of bacon, and a sausage patty. While it sounds like the perfect breakfast of champions, in terms of nutrition, there wasn't much to discuss. In fact, it was probably one of the unhealthiest things Burger King had ever released. It came in at 730 calories with 47 grams of fat, which were even heftier numbers than the famed Whopper. Plus, it also contained a good 2,000 milligrams of sodium, which, again, not the most nutritious way to tackle the day.
No, I can't take it. I can't take it, Jerry. It's too much. It's too much.
Burger King revealed that its intentions were solely to offer more alternatives for guests who want a convenient and filling breakfast. But even those people didn't want a sandwich that could send them straight to the ER. The enormous omelet sandwich was kept on the menu for about a year before it was discontinued and never talked about again.
It's for the best.
Frescata sandwiches, 2006.
You were an executive. This is fast food.
Not fast food. Good food quickly.
In recent years, fast food restaurants have all tried to offer healthier options on their menus in hopes of attracting more customers. And in 2006, it was Wendy's turn to give it a go. The chain released a line of fresh, artisanal Frescata sandwiches to give Subway a run for its money. The sandwiches originally came in 4 varieties: the Frescata Club, roasted turkey with basil pesto, Black Forest ham and Swiss, and roasted turkey and Swiss. And they immediately all became fan favorites.
Nice.
Despite their beloved status and positive feedback, the Frescata sandwiches still managed to only stay on the Wendy's menu for about half a year before they were pulled. Why? They took way too long to assemble, thus defeating the whole purpose of fast food. They were all made to order, making the prep time way too slow and inefficient, which resulted in the extinction of the Frescata sandwich. While Wendy's is still all about freshness these days, the chances of ever getting artisan deli-style sandwiches again are pretty slim.
Why?
Order up more great videos. Just tap or click, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell to join our notification squad. And hey, leave us a comment.